All right, let's get straight into it. So, welcome to the channel, the show, guys. So, I hope you had a fantastic weekend. So, in today's episode, we're going to jump into the Bitcoin price in just a second. Also, is crypto entering a bear market? 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. So, there's a lot of fear out there. Overall, in a nutshell, just relax. This is what happens. A lot of FUD goes around just before we break out towards the upside. So there's extreme fear in the markets right now. A lot of skepticism. The weak hands jumping out, and what's left over are the strong hands, the diamond hands, what we call them, big institutions, and most likely old timers in crypto. So if you're not new to the channel, if you are new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to this. If you're already subscribed, please give a shout out for this YouTube channel so that I can grow on YouTube, and that I try my best to bring out videos each and every day looking at the Bitcoin price, which we're going to look at in just a second, and the altcoin space. So yeah, I've seen so much FUD over the past week. I mean, it is September. Historically speaking, September isn't a great month. We usually call it Rectember. So that's one of the 5 things to know in Bitcoin, is that September is generally a terrible month. That's why it's called Rectember. So last week we went down to 52, I think it was around 52,000. Yeah, we hit the 52,000, 53,000 level with Bitcoin. So we did come down and basically retest this support of the $52,000 level. So I'm going to put that in green. So yeah, we did come all the way down here and hit that. But what's interesting is we're still inside this bull flag, which we've been in this downwards trend now for quite some time, about 100 and I believe it's about 190 days. Let's just have a look on the daily. Let's check this out together. So roughly, yeah, 196 days where we've been in this, just like a tennis match, backwards and forwards in this downwards trend. But what's interesting is on the daily, we have perfectly, if we take out this at the end of the candle wick here, we've just had this V-shape recovery. So could this be, are we getting a perfect bounce off the support of this bull flag? Could this be the local bottom? Are we going to continue to come up? Personally, I don't think we're going to go lower than what we did last week. Could be wrong. Again, what I say is not financial advice. Do your own research. I'm just a random guy on YouTube, so most people get wrecked and lose their money. So just my opinion, I don't think we're going to go a lot lower. Most of the space right now is full of FUD, and for me, being in crypto for the last 7 years, looking at all the FUD, it's indicating probably Bitcoin has had its local bottom. We're going to look at the altcoins in just a second, because normally October all the way through to the end of this year, we have a massive bull run. So this could be the reversal that we've been looking for, but there's still a few big things to happen over the next week or so, which I'm going to jump into in just a second. So we could go lower. I'm not saying we're not going to, it's just my opinion. So don't base any of your trades, any of your buys on my opinion. So what we could see right now is just a continuation of this downwards trend where Bitcoin just pumps. I mean, we could come all the way up to that 67k level and get rejected off our bull flag top just here. So it is what it is at the moment. Bitcoin continues to remain boring. We're still under those EMA ribbons. I've spoken about the RSI last week, but what's interesting is we've got that bounce off that support, or that this area of 52,000 US dollars. So are we going to now retest the key resistance all the way up here in our bull flag over the next few weeks? Well, time will tell. Personally, I think we're not going to go lower than this. So people are saying, oh, we're going back into a bear market due to the fact that Bitcoin's been boring, we've been dumping. We also have that the CPI, the PPI data coming out on the, I think it's the 16th of September. oh no, it's the 18th of September, where the Federal Reserve will talk about these interest rates decision on September the 18th. So that's the consumer price index and the producer price index numbers for August. So personally, I think right now September, number one, generally speaking, is a bad month. The second big thing is the CPI data, which is coming out on the 18th, and the PPI data as well. The reason why Bitcoin has dumped and just being boring at this moment is because of those two big things. We've also got those other three things. That was just two of the five. Crypto funds shed 600 million over the past week, with spot Bitcoin's ETF also seeing steady net outflows. I mean, the weekends are just jumping out, and eventually everything will be sold, and then we can't keep going down. Eventually we're going to have that reversal, and so could this be the reversal that I just spoke about? Are most of the weekends out because we can't? Yeah, I mean, sellers are going to, personally I think we're oversold. There's going to be no more sellers left. The strong hands are going to be, and I mean, these big institutions are not going to sell. They're just going to keep buying up at these levels, and then of course those that have been in crypto for a long time are not going to sell their Bitcoin. You can believe me. The guys that have been in here for a long time, they are not selling their Bitcoin. So whoever's left over, in my opinion, are the old timers and the big institutions right now. But having said that, again, disclaimer, we could go lower. Personally, I don't think we're going to go lower than this area. So if we're going to start talking about a bull market, then Bitcoin has to go lower than 50%, in my opinion, from its all-time high of 73,000. So where would that take us? Back in bear market territories, and that'll be a very, very weak Bitcoin bull run for this cycle. So if we go down 50%, that would take us down to the $37,000 level. That's when we can start saying, okay, Bitcoin's back in its bear market. And for it to go down to 37k, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, 98% sure that we're not going back down to those levels of 37,000. So we're not in a bear market. If you compare it, if you just look back, I mean, we're still at those levels of the previous all-time high, really. So this is just a consolidation. I mean, it's been a boring consolidation. It hasn't been pretty, but the longer this goes on, the explosive move will come before you know it. So if you're not into any positions at the moment with Bitcoin, I mean, I'll be dollar cost averaging Bitcoin right now while it's relatively cheap. I mean, when it goes into its six figures, then yes, 52, 53, 55 will be considered cheap when we go to those levels, especially when we go to $500,000 Bitcoin. So Bitcoin at the moment, so we've got that perfect bounce, like I said. Personally, I think we're going to continue to go up very slowly, maybe even go sideways, due to the fact that we're waiting for the CPI and PPI data, which is on the 18th, which is next Wednesday. So this week could be very boring. We could just go sideways, waiting for that announcement next week, and then as soon as we get past that, then it's off to the races. I think that, yeah, at the back end of September, going into October, things will start looking green and a lot better. So what about for the rest of the altcoins? Well, before we look at some altcoins, just some advice, not financial advice, of course, is you should be looking at altcoins right now. If we look at the Bitcoin dominance is sitting around 56, 57%. The reason why I say that is you do not want to be buying altcoins when the Bitcoin dominance has already come all the way down to these levels, because then altcoins have already rallied, and then we'll have that reversal and you're going to get wrecked. So what I mean is, you should be, hopefully you've already bought your bag of altcoins, your dollar cost averaging. You're going to look at altcoins in the micro cap, whatever coins you're interested in. I'm going to look at one in just a second, which is down 90 odd %. And basically for me, while the Bitcoin dominance is really sky high, it's very difficult to buy altcoins when it's sky high because altcoins have been bleeding. We're at bear market prices with some of the altcoins, but for me that indicates we should be buying up those altcoins, because can they go any lower? Of course they could, most likely not. They're probably at their lowest lows at this moment. So while the Bitcoin dominance is all the way up here, it means the altcoins, Bitcoin is outperforming altcoins, and altcoins are at their lows. So personally for me, I'll be buying up altcoins at this point, because eventually what will happen is the Bitcoin dominance, like we see here, is probably reversal. When this thing starts coming back down like this, then the altcoins are going to start absolutely exploding towards the upside. So overall, you should be thinking about buying whatever altcoins you're interested in. So for me, it's AI and crypto gaming. I'm buying up them, even though it's difficult because they're in the red, they're at bear market prices, a lot of them. Some of them are even new, they haven't even had a rally yet, and it is difficult to buy when you see red. But I'm buying, basically preparing myself for this moment here. If I start buying around here, or even down here, then those altcoins I've already pumped, like 10, 50x, some of them even 100x. So you do not want to be buying altcoins when the Bitcoin dominance is all the way down around here, like 40 to 40, maybe 45%, because then it's too late, because then we're going to get that reversal. Altcoins are going to die out. They're going to go back into a bear market, and everybody starts jumping back into Bitcoin or stable coins or selling whatever. So in a nutshell, if that makes any sense, you should be, I know it's difficult, but you should be jumping into altcoins now. Getting your positions in altcoins, because they're at the lowest of the lows, and eventually they're going to absolutely pump. And for me, October, November, December, when Bitcoin gets going, that's when Bitcoin gets going, when we see something like when Bitcoin comes up to about, first of all, 85, 86,000. As soon as we hit that 100k, usually 2-3 weeks later, altcoins absolutely have their epic rally. Bitcoin has a breather before it pumps up even higher, and I mean, Bitcoin does a 2-3x, then altcoins are going to do 10, 20x in the top 100. Micro caps, well, it's anybody's guess. So overall, in a nutshell, you should be look, it's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me, if you think that is a valid thesis. For me, I've seen it time and time again. What you should be doing is buying altcoins when the dominance is sky high, because altcoins are basically dead. Not completely dead, but you know what I mean. They're at the lowest of the lows, and then what will happen is something like this, where we have this huge but the Bitcoin basically has its the dominance absolutely wiped out for the altcoins, and then what will happen is your altcoins will be doing 10, 20x. I mean, you'll be looking at your portfolio, and I'm not kidding you, you'll be up 100%. An altcoin rally, I mean, altcoin season is when altcoins, your altcoin bag is going up 100 to 200% a day for like 2 to 3 weeks. So basically, you should be preparing yourselves for an altcoin rally, altcoin season, which in my opinion will come towards probably the back end of this year. So it's still not too late. If you're not into altcoins, into crypto at this point in time, then I think September is probably the last time you're going to get in significantly well in this cycle, basically. But it's just my opinion. So that's pretty much it for today. I just wanted to bring that out. Is crypto basically going back into a bear market? It's not. Don't worry. Stay cool. Just relax. Keep doing what you're doing. September historically is a bad month. We've got a lot of things happening this month. The Bitcoin dominance is, in my opinion, sky high at this moment. I don't think we're going to go a lot higher than this. So prepare your bags in altcoins, because sooner or later we're going to have a massive rally. Don't listen to all the FUD, just sound it all out, keep doing what you're doing, stick to your plan. Hopefully you have a plan, keep referring back to it, because you're going to do well at the end of this year. So let me know in the comments if you agree with me, if you think Bitcoin's going to go lower, if you agree with me with the Bitcoin dominance, which altcoins you're interested in. And just like I just said, I wanted to show you one altcoin which is, in my book, pretty good to have, is VeChain. So talking about the dominance, VeChain is still currently down. I mean, just look at this, we're in bear market territory. VeChain went all the way up to almost 30 cents. We're down 92%. So this is what I'm talking about with the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is sky high. A sound project like VeChain is down 93%. Could we go lower? Of course we could. In my opinion, we won't. As soon as that dominance comes crashing down, something like VeChain will probably go absolutely sky high. So this is just one example. So VeChain, for me, I have a bit of VeChain, not bags and bags of it. A good sound project, but it's down 93%. And I think, yeah, you have to go all the way back down, back to 2020 for those similar prices. So that's what I'm talking about with the Bitcoin dominance. As soon as it drops, then the likes of VeChain, the rest of the altcoins, are going to go from this price here and way beyond their all-time high, in my opinion. So that's just what I was trying to point at. So let me know in the comments section below. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow going into AI coins and even gaming to start looking at what I'm buying ready for the end of this year. So thanks guys and girls for sticking to the end, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye bye.